Hi everyone, welcome back. All right, let's do this. It's the last one, the last video, maybe ever. I am hoping this is the last video we ever have to do. I am hoping we can meet in person again, somehow, some way. I don't know. I will let you know as soon as possible. But this is at least the last video of the year. Hooray. Okay, so we are reviewing units 5 and 6. Oh, this is week 11, part 6. Reviewing units 5 and 6. We are on page 82. If you have not watched the previous video, part 5, go do that now, because I think that video will be very helpful in reviewing these sections to prepare you for the exercises we will cover today. So, without further ado, that's a good phrase we should talk about sometime. But let's listen one more time to the radio interview on page 82. And while you listen, make sure, if you have not done so already, listen carefully for the characteristics of the tutors and the requirements to be a tutor. Okay, that will make more sense once you listen. So, listen closely. Here we go.
Units 5 and 6. Page 82. Exercise 1.
Good afternoon, listeners. Today we're talking with Rebecca Ford, Coordinator of Adult Literacy Services at our downtown library. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Ford.
It's a pleasure to be here.
To start off, could you describe your job for us?
Sure. I'm responsible for training and supervising all the volunteer literacy tutors at the library.
How many tutors are there?
We have between 20 and 30 volunteer tutors at a time.
And who are the students that they work with?
The students are adults who don't have good reading and writing skills. Some of them are immigrants who can't read and write very well, even though they've been in this country for many years.
I see. Could you tell us more about your tutors? What kind of people are they?
Well, our tutors are all different ages, and they have different backgrounds. Some of them are volunteering for the first time, and some have volunteered many times in their lives. But in one way, they're all the same. They're very compassionate. They really care about helping other people. Also, they're very generous with their time.
I suppose they also have to be very patient if they're teaching adults to read.
Yes, that's right.
What are the requirements for becoming a literacy tutor?
Okay. First, they're required to have 12 hours of training in tutoring techniques. Then, as soon as they complete their training, we match each tutor with a student. They're required to meet their student for at least 1.5 hours per week. And the library requires a minimum commitment of 6 months.
That's good to know. Ms. Ford, if any of our listeners are interested in volunteering, who should they contact?
They can call my office. The number is 914-555-6700.
Okay, listeners, that number again is 914-555-6700 if you want to volunteer. We appreciate your taking the time to talk with us today, Ms. Ford.
I enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Well, that was fun. Yeah, so it's a That was a radio interview between the radio host and the coordinator of an adult literacy tutoring program. And a tutor, I don't know if you know, a tutor is someone who helps someone else, helps with usually one-on-one, one person to one person, studying usually a particular subject. So maybe your child needs extra help with their math homework. You might find someone who is a math tutor who is willing to give extra help in math just with your child. So individual attention in that subject. So that's a tutor. So what are the characteristics that she mentioned in the interview of her tutors? Well, the one we already have in our book is that they are compassionate. Compassionate. They really care about helping. Okay? The next one, generous with their time. You know, generous? It means you give freely, you give a lot, and you give with a willing and happy heart. Lots and lots of whatever. Generous with their time means they give lots of time. Okay, and then finally, patient. Patient, you know, they do not get frustrated quickly. Yeah, patient. Okay, and then what are the requirements to be a tutor? She said they have to have 12 hours of training in tutoring techniques. That's a lot of training. That is a lot of training. But I guess that's a good thing. So 12 hours of training. They must meet with their student 1.5 hours per week, minimum. And then finally, there's a minimum commitment of 6 months. So every week for 6 months, they have to meet with their student for at least 1.5 hours. So, big commitment. But how did you do? Did you get all of them? Okay, great. While I erase this, take some time to look at the paragraph below. What is the title of the paragraph? It's called A Love of Technology. All right. A love of technology. So in the previous video, in part 5, we talked about as soon as, and until, and although, and because. So that's what this paragraph is looking at. Okay? So go ahead and right now, pause the video here. Pause the video. Try to fill in the blanks of the story. And then when you're done, press play and I will go over the answers, okay? All right, so pause now. Did you do it? All right. Here we go. A love of technology. My friend Bob loves technology. As soon as a new computer comes out, he buys it. The same is true with his cell phone. He doesn't wait until the end of his contract? We will talk about these answers after I read the whole thing, okay? So, he doesn't wait until the end of his contract. Even though his cell phone is still good, he buys a new one. Because he loves the latest technology, his house is filled with new devices. Although he has the newest devices, he keeps the old ones. His wife is unhappy. She has told him, no more electronic gadgets until you get rid of the old ones. Although Don really wants I think they meant Bob. Although Bob really wants a new phone, he can't bear to discard his older devices. Okay, so you see, number 2, it says he doesn't wait until the end of his contract. Now remember, until means up to a particular time, up to a particular point in time. So the end of his contract is a particular point in time. So he doesn't wait until that point. He buys new phones before that point. Okay? And then look at the next sentence. This is a good one. It says, even though his cell phone is still good, he buys a new one. So the 2 clauses there are his cell phone is still good and he buys a new one. So, does he buy a new cell phone because his cell phone is still good? No. Oh, good. It's still recording. Okay. Whew. Something just popped up on the screen and I thought the recording would stop, but it didn't. Hooray. Okay. So it is surprising that he buys a new one given the information that his cell phone is still good, right? So then we say, even though his cell phone is still good, he buys a new one. Okay? All right. I think that's probably a good enough sample of explanations. Let's very quickly look at these sentences we have here. Part B. As we have done in all of the other reviews, they have given us 4 statements that are answers to a question. And we have to come up with what is the question that we can ask to obtain the information they gave us. It's like a puzzle. Okay, so number 1. They give us a hint too. Oh, hold on just a second. I'll be right back. You wanna come say hi for the last video? Say hi. Hi. Somebody just woke up from her nap. Yeah. Okay. So, in just a minute, Chris will come in and get her, I think. I hope. But for right now, let's see. The thing I was going to say is that they give us a hint by underlining certain apart certain pieces of information. So the first one says Bob loves technology. They underlined Bob. So which type of question would that be? Bob is a who, what, when, where, why, or how. Bob is a who. Bob is a who. So we would say, who loves technology? Bob loves technology. Yeah.
Dada.
You hear Dada? All right. We are rocking and rolling, folks. Here we go. Number 2. He buys a new cell phone as soon as it comes out. So here's the question. As soon as it comes out. That's the underlined part. So if that's underlined, is that a who, what, when, where, why, or how?
Dada.
That's a when. When does he buy a new cell phone? When? Yeah. Oh, hold on. You can hold that. Yeah. Okay. Number 3. His house is filled with new devices. New devices is underlined. So would that be who, what, when, where, why, or how? New devices is what? Can you say what? What? Genesis, what does a cow say? Moo. What? What is his house filled with? All right, very good. And then, last one, because of all the electronic gadgets, Bob's wife is unhappy. So, because of all the electronic gadgets, that's underlined. So is that a who, what, when, where, why, or how? That's a why. Why is Bob's wife unhappy? Why is Bob's wife unhappy? Achoo. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Now, I was going to do a little bit about, if you see on page 83, take a look at page 83 and you will see information about stressed and unstressed words. I was going to do a little bit of that, but actually we have run out of time. So, we're going to sign off and say goodbye and have a great summer break. Please say bye-bye. Please let me know if you have questions about the final exam. She said please. Let me know if you have questions. And yeah, can you say more? More? Or bye-bye? More. That's more. Yeah. If you have any more questions, and I would be happy to help you. She's gonna erase the board for us. Yeah, okay. Y'all take care. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Ciao. Can you blow a kiss? Blow a kiss. Bye-bye.